Hello everybody, Bets Golden here. Today I want to chalk this board that I found at Michael's. I think it's so cool. It was $40. I used my 50% off coupon and got it for 20 bucks. So I thought it would be gorgeous chalk. The only thing is when I was wiping it up, I did notice that some of the chalkboard came off, the residue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead when I'm done and probably make this a permanent chalkboard, which is something that I wanted to do anyway because I wanted to I wanted this to be up, and it's one of the transfers, and it says, help each other, do your best, dream big, laugh, keep your promises, be loving and kind, do hard things, never give up, keep it real, trust God, remember you are loved. I wanted to put this up in my house and just keep it up indefinitely, but I want to do like some flowers around the edges before I lay this out. You are in my kitchen today because I am going to be working with approximately 7 different transfers, and I just want to be able to throw them in the sink as I go along. So I'm going to start it off and tell you what to do to get started on a project like this, and then I'm going to do the project, but I'm going to fast forward through it so you can see it and you don't waste a whole bunch of your time. The first thing you need to do with every transfer that you use is you need to mark the back, because the transfers can be kept and reused 20 to 40 times, and you want it to go on the correct side of your sheet. So make sure that you mark the back. When you take the transfer off for the first time, you're going to want to fuzz it. What that means basically is you're going to want to stick it to a towel or on yourself. I always stick it to my clothes when I'm wearing, simply because I don't want to go get a towel and have something else I have to put back. You only have to do that once, the first time that you use it, and that just allows the transfer to be lifted and used again and not stick to your project. If you are using a cheaper chalkboard, and this I think is a little bit on the cheaper side, it is going to be harder to get off. So really make sure that you fuzz your transfer well. Once you are done, you need to remove the transfer after you lay out your layer of chalk, and it can be a thin layer of chalk, and you can reuse whatever you don't use. Just scrape it off and put it back into the container. You're going to want to pull it, and you'll see me do this, on equal parts up. You don't want to pull it from the corner because this is a textile. And so like with any fabric, if you pull on the corners, it's going to stretch, and you don't want to stretch your transfer. So you're going to pull it up. Then you're going to immediately take it and put it in water until you have time to dry it off and clean it. This is my puppy over here. I can't play with you right now, Crypto, I'm sorry. So those are some things to keep in mind. Once I'm done with this, I will go through and show you real quick how to clean it up and what I'm going to use to seal it. I'm going to put this one on last because I want it to be on top of the flowers, and this is going to be in white, and my other things are going to be in color. So the colors that I'm using today are going to be this bubblegum pink, azure, I don't know how to say that, sorry, aquamarine, canary, orchid, and last but not least, my very favorite, lime green. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Oh, also, when you open up your paste, make sure that you keep, there is a piece in here, you're going to want to keep this piece, and you're only going to want to keep it open for as long as you're using it. Then before you put this back on, you're going to want to give 1 squirt of water in there to keep it nice and moist for next time, because this is chalk, it will dry out, and you just want to keep the longevity of your product, you know. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so my board is done. And I do like it. I want it to be permanent. So I am going to go outside and use this on it. It is a clear gloss and it will make sure that this doesn't rub off or anything, and it takes about 15 minutes to dry. When you are done with your board and you're ready to set up, clean up, you want to go through, when you're done, you want to go through and just rinse your transfers really well with some warm water. Make sure that you get the back nice and dry. I use a paper towel and just simply lightly rub over it. And then you're going to take your transfer sheet. I mark the back. This is glossy, this is more of a matte side. And you are going to adhere this down like so, and then it's ready to be stored. What I do is I rinse it and then I put it in my drying rack as I finish up my chalk art and kind of let it air dry. That tends to do me well. I don't get a soppy mess everywhere. All right, guys, if you're interested in chalking, please check out the link that I have provided down below. I have a website for Chalkology where you can buy all the products that I used today with the exception of the board, which I found at Michael's, as I stated previously. Excuse me. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Go ahead and share this if you know anyone who wants to chalk, and I will see you next time. Happy crafting!